This is a podcast from soof.co.uk. Hello, I'm Patrick Downs. This is all about film, whether it be Blu-ray, DVD or streaming. This is Bring the Film. Still dominating the boxing world, Adonis Creed is thriving in his career and family life. When Damian, a childhood friend and former boxing prodigy, resurfaces after serving time in prison, he's eager to prove that he deserves his shot in the ring. The face-off between former friends is more than just a fight. To settle the score, Adonis must put his future on the line to battle Damian, a fighter who's got nothing to lose. It stars Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson, and our correspondent MADELEINE FINLAY-HUDSON caught up with Tessa about her admiration for Michael and about this film being the directorial debut for him.
I was blown away by him and so proud. And also I think I know how much it meant to him. And it's a lot of responsibility, you know, doing the third installment of any film, but especially a film that matters so much to you. I know how much he wanted to do it justice, and he did that so well. I mean, I'm impressed by just his filmmaking, but for me, it isn't just important sort of how you make the thing, how good the thing is sort of like how good are you at making the process of making the thing enjoyable. And I've worked with a lot of talented directors, and some are not so great at that actually, but they're great at making a great film. And Mike is good at both, and that's like hugely impressive.
Yeah, and also in the film, obviously this one, we have more of a domestic side to Bianca and Adonis and their beautiful daughter, Amara. How did you go about creating that sort of really beautiful family bond that we see on screen, like prepping with them both?
Yeah, well, Mike and I, as you said, we've been making these films for such a long while, so we sort of fall right back into it, you know? Neither of us have ever been married, so I think we get to like exercise that muscle with each other over the last 8 years. We're like, you know, we get to like play house for a couple months every couple of years, which is good for us. We're like, is marriage cool? Maybe not, but let's try it. So we fall right back in, but then we had the amazing Miley who came in to play Amara, and we got to spend, we didn't have a ton of time, but we got to just like hang out with her, and we would bond and spend time with her. And it also, I think, was helpful that her whole family was there. So I was also getting to know her family. So I would hang out with her mom and her sisters. And so I really did feel a part of it, a part of her. And I think it's her first film. So when you watch someone and make their first film, you get to really watch someone fall in love with the process of making something, and that's like such a gift, you know, especially when you've been doing something for a while, to be reminded of how magic it is. And yeah, something about that I think created this feeling in Mike and I of just, she was such a gift to us in the way that you do feel about your children. I'd imagine, I don't have children, but I think that's the way they must feel. Hopefully, Mom, Dad, is that how it feels? So that helped, I think, too.
Yeah, I mean, her character is fantastic, very headstrong and talented.
Yeah.
And obviously ASL plays a huge part in the film. Is there something you had like a lot of experience with prior? Is there something that you got stronger with this film?
I didn't have a ton of experience. I had experience via these movies. But if I'm totally honest with you, a big regret of mine, and Mike and I have spoken about this very openly to each other, I hope he doesn't mind me saying, is we were like, gosh, I wish that we had carried on with it after we made the first film, because we would be so much more fluent and have fluidity with the language. And I think we do have a bias towards the hearing world. And what was really beautiful during this film is that it wasn't just Mike and I that were, again, working and learning ASL, but our whole crew was doing that and also unpacking. And I think what becomes hard for people is people get worried about doing the wrong thing or saying the wrong thing. And the truth is, what we really learned in this experience is that community, I think what means so much is to just try, is to make the effort, you know, and you don't have to do it right all the time. But I think just trying means that you acknowledge that there's a whole community of people that don't exist in the hearing world, like you and I. And I think when our world is so skewed to be biased towards it, it's very easy to feel invisible if you're not inside of the hearing world. And I think that was the thing that was so remarkable about making this film is watching everybody just try.
Fantastic. And obviously say Mila is a star.
She is an absolute star. She blew me away. First of all, she's fearless, which I've worked with a lot of child actors, and yes, they're like precocious and they're fearless in their own way, but there was one shot where the camera just comes straight at her. You know, it's like a big, huge camera, and she's never done this before, and she just like stares down the barrel, and it came so close to her face and she didn't flinch, and I was like, I don't even know if I could do that. Like when the camera's coming at me like that, I'm like, oh, here it comes. Like, and I was sat next to her and nothing about her physicality changed. She just stared right at it, and she worked so hard at the boxing, and she's amazing at it. She's an absolute star. I'm so excited for the world to get to meet her in this film.
It's Creed 3 and it's available now. And with that, thanks for checking me out on the Bring the Film podcast today. I'm Patrick Downs, and you can keep in touch across Twitter at I'm Patrick Downs, also on Instagram or facebook.com/officialpoptart. And there's also the website soof.co.uk. This is a podcast from soof.co.uk.